Hey y'all, Tracy, Trials of a Long-Haired Girl. If you are a new subscriber, which I'm not sure that I have any, but if you are, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for returning. I know it's been a little bit, it's been at least a couple weeks since I have posted any sort of an update. I've been struggling. I'm trying to get back into some good habits and routines that I had before my surgery, and I'm struggling. One of the good habits that I've really been working on prior to last weekend, and I'll tell you in a minute what last weekend was, is trying to make sure that I'm tracking. So finally, Thursday, I was determined. I started trying to do it on Tuesday or Wednesday. I actually posted my breakfast. But then I didn't get the rest of my meals posted. Then Thursday, I believe it was, I made sure I tracked everything that I ate, and I posted a picture of everything on my Instagram. I did not include points or calories, but I included everything that I ate and kind of gave a brief summary of everything that was there. Something that I've really kind of been really enjoying for this past week is I was making yogurt bowls, basically. I've heard different people call them different things, but basically I take a bowl, one of my cereal bowls, I put a yogurt in the bottom. Last week I did vanilla for one day. Then I put a kiwi. I cut up one kiwi into small pieces and put it all around the outside of the bowl. Then I put blueberries in the center. Another day I did a lemon yogurt. Then I put kiwi around the outside, and it was a golden kiwi. So I put golden kiwi around the outside, and then I had some blackberries left that were still good. So I cut up about a quarter of a cup of blackberries and a quarter of a cup of blueberries and put them in my bowl, and then topped it with a tablespoon of chopped almonds. It really hit the spot. I have been struggling with not being hungry or not feeling like I needed to eat, and I don't think I was doing my body any favors. I said I would tell you what last weekend was. Last Sunday, August the 8th, I celebrated 12 years with my sweet husband. He has been such an amazing partner in this year. Well, he's been an amazing partner for the last 12. But really this year and last year has really kind of put us through the ringer. With COVID, and then I kind of got slightly agoraphobic with COVID. Not really bad, but I really kind of got to the point where I was struggling to leave the house. Like, I would go outside and I could walk up and down the street, or I could go in my backyard and sit back there and watch the birds, and I was okay. But leaving my own space was very, very difficult for me. And that's something that I'm working on because, for those of you who don't know, I fell and hurt my shoulder on Christmas night. I think I still don't know entirely what happened, to be real honest, but I basically face planted. Thankfully did not hit my face, but I fell my right shoulder took the brunt of the hit, my shoulder and my wrist. And thankfully, according to the MRIs and the x-rays, there was nothing wrong with my wrist other than perhaps a severe sprain. But my shoulder, on the other hand, I had a tear. And then when he got in there, he actually found a second tear. So apparently I had a tear on both sides. So he repaired it, and I have been struggling to get my range of motion back, which I'm hoping will continue to improve. It's one of the things I'm going to focus on going into next week, is really trying to make sure that I am not just getting some of my exercises in, which is kind of what I've been doing when I've not been going to PT on those days, but I need to get in the habit of doing all of them, and I think that I am far enough along that I can actually do all of my back exercises. So my goal for the coming week is every day to do my back physical therapy exercises as well as my shoulder exercises, because my back has also been giving me fits. But my sweet husband has truly been a trooper through all of this. He's been amazing. He's helped me, and God love his heart, he was getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning with me, or 1 o'clock in the morning with me if it was time for me to take my meds, until we started working out a routine where he would let me, he would get my meds out and give them to me for me to take in the middle of the night so he didn't have to get up. I would set alarms for myself so I would make sure that I took my medication when I was supposed to, because while I have a high tolerance for pain, once the pain, and this really kind of hits a certain threshold, I'm not real good. So I think what I'm going to do until I can get some new shoes is I'm going to focus on trying to work on my little pedals and using those, because I've been trying to walk during the day a little more and to stand more. And I managed on Thursday, I managed to get 30 minutes of walking in. I managed to get in over 75 ounces of water, which this cup is 25 ounces, and I like it really well. And I did get another one. They're easier for me to fill, but the size that they are, it's easier for me to hold. I don't have as much of a problem. So, but my sweet husband and I we were able to get away, and I got to see my best friend for the first time since before COVID hit, which was really, really a lot of fun. My husband found out some interesting things about my mother's all-time favorite singer, Elvis Presley. He actually performed a concert in Gladewater, which is close to the little town that we were staying at. Apparently, it is known as the antique capital of East Texas. They have down their little main street area, they have antique shops and bookshops, and we had a lot of fun visiting those. I will share with you what I got in another video. But I have kind of I've been hit and miss with YouTube. I have watched some videos and not commented. In fact, I watched quite a few videos and not commented. But one of the things that I kind of got inspired by, there is a young lady, and I believe she's mid-20s, so she's half my age. She started talking about bowls, Like, she creates bowls that are, she uses white jasmine rice, which she can work into her plan. She is doing Weight Watchers Blue, I believe. Um, I switched to blue temporarily to kind of see if it would work, because I'm still counting both. I'm counting my points, I'm watching my points, but I'm also counting calories to make sure that I'm eating enough calories according to what Real Appeal has said that I need to eat. And I know that may sound like overkill to a lot of people, but I want to make sure, especially right now, I want to make sure that I'm getting what I need. And while I'm not using the plate that I showed in my video when I showed you what all I got from Meal Appeal, while I'm not using that plate, it has kind of gotten in my head, and it's making me more conscientious about what I'm eating. So now I have to say, probably my lunch yesterday was not, I did not really have a grain, but I had a really very tasty, there's a new chain of restaurants that's going up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that is from Arizona, called Salad and Go. And literally my little bowl was this big, and was filled with like spring mix greens, and I had the Greek salad, so there was feta cheese and chicken and Kalamata olives and feta cheese, Kalamata olives, chicken, spring mix, green onions, and a couple other things. But I digress. So watching this young lady really kind of inspired me, and I started thinking about, you know what, maybe I should go back to trying to meal prep ingredients for myself, because I did that a while back. I don't know, it may have been a year or longer, but rather than meal prepping meals, you know, and I am not one of those persons who can eat the same thing every day for 4 days in a row and be happy with that. I can't do it. It's not me. I can't even have it every other day for several days in a row. I can't. It's not my happy place. But what I have found for myself is, if I'm fixing myself a salad, or if I am fixing myself something from the leftovers, like for instance, if we have leftover queso chicken, I have taken that and actually thrown it. I've actually created a bowl, but I didn't put so much vegetables on it. So basically, I would take myself some rice, and I would take myself a serving of beans, and I would put it all together and then top it with the queso chicken. But one of the things that she makes sure that she does is she always adds, she bulks it up with some vegetables. So whether she's having a Greek bowl or a Mexican inspired bowl, or an Italian bowl, or any of that, she makes sure that she adds either like zucchini and tomatoes, or roasted red peppers, or she has a mix that she makes from onion and bell pepper, where she sautés it up and then she warms it up to put it in her bowl. And so that just kind of started floating through my mind, and I thought, how could I make something like that work for me? So I talked to my husband, and we're actually he's going to make the rice, because I'll be real honest, he had that rice cooker before he and I got married, and I still don't know how to work it. But he's gonna handle the rice. I'm gonna cook the chicken. And we have some hamburger meat that we used on Thursday, which I'm really pretty proud of myself. It's the first time that I've actually cooked the majority of a meal, even though he had to help me. But I helped with the process of putting dinner together, and it's been a while since I've done that. I browned the hamburger meat, he drained it. I made the spaghetti noodles, he drained those. He helped me get the marinara warmed up. I put the garlic bread in the oven and got it out. Actually, I think he got it out. I checked on it several times, but I think he got it out. I made myself a small Caesar salad to go with my meal, to make sure that I was having, a more well-rounded meal. But we need to use that hamburger meat up, so that's something that I'm going to be using this week. I'm going to figure out how to limit my portions on that to make it work within my points. But on purple, brown rice is 0 points. So if I'm doing chicken, that's going to kind of keep the points low. So I can put a queso or something like that on my bowl. I don't know. I'm feeling inspired, and I'm feeling good about it, and I feel like it's something that I can change up slightly. I can throw, for instance, I could throw some bacon in there one day or not throw bacon on there another. Or I could throw some cheese on there one day and not throw cheese on there another, or use a different kind of cheese, or use a different protein, throw olives on it or don't throw olives on it, or throw in some zucchini and some tomatoes. I'm trying to think about the options that I have, and if y'all have suggestions for easier things that I can do parts of, leave it in the comments below, because I am not opposed to having some help in that regard. My husband he really has been amazing through this. He's always been supportive in my journey, but he's been very supportive since the shoulder surgery. He's really been amazing. I apologize. Bo keeps hitting the camera. I feel like right now, I told Kim the other day I was super frustrated. I got on the scale on Thursday morning, and I weighed in at 194.5. And I'll be real honest. I think that if I am not completely up to where I was when I started my 75-day challenge last year, I may actually be higher. This does not make me happy, so I have to do something. So, my goals for the coming week, I'm going to track. I'm going to try to see if I can make these bowls work for me. The one thing that I didn't really do that I need to try to do is I need to try to come up with my meal plan for dinner. So that's something that I'm going to have to do. And we may wind up doing a breakfast for dinner one night. Or you know what, I'm in the spirit of honesty, I may just decide to make a quiche. I've not made a quiche in a while, or even a frittata. Isn't that what it's called when it doesn't have a crust? Or an egg bake, if you will. My breakfast with these yogurt bowls seems to be working for me. I'm actually pondering from time to time, depending on what yogurt I'm using, to change up the nuts, so I can go from almonds or to walnuts, because I believe I still have some walnuts in my freezer that I need to use. or I think I may even have some pecans that I need to use. So I can rotate between those three. And if I'm using not a large amount, then I should be able to fit that into my points. When I've been having it this week, I think my points have been real low. I think it's maybe been 2 or 4 points depending on what I'm using. Because I've been using the Two Good yogurts, and those are made with stevia. Let's see what else. So I'll probably stick to that, but I may also, from time to time, I may throw in a bowl of cereal. Or I may actually take some cereal and smash it up and put that, you know, as the sprinkled topping on my yogurt bowl, just to kind of change it up. I also have, let's see, I have a cherry yogurt. So I bought some frozen cherries. I'm thinking I can take a serving of those and top my bowl with my cherry yogurt bowl with cherries. I can put those out to thaw. I believe I also have some pineapple and some mango, so I got some coconut that they're frozen. I have some coconut yogurt. I thought that would make a good tropical bowl. And then I bought some more vanilla yogurt, and I have 2 more, I think, of the lemon yogurts, which I am finding very refreshing. I know they're not going to be around all the time, but I have really been enjoying those. In another video, because I want to get them washed first, my sweet husband, who is absolutely amazing, bought for me on our anniversary, while we were gone on our little honeymoon anniversary trip, a single Pyrex bowl, which is much like a yellow one that I already own, only it's white. Then I got a single Fire King bowl, which is kind of iridescent on the outside of it, and it has like a swirl pattern. And then I got the Homestead bowl set of 3, the 3 bowl set. And then I got another refrigerator bowl, which matches, it's the bigger container for the set that I already have. The paint is a little worn, so I need to figure out how I can kind of refresh that. If you have suggestions for that, let me know. I'm trying to do some research on that to figure out how to make that happen. But I thought I would show you the vintage bowls I already had in my collection, that I had either purchased, they were either given to me, that I obtained from when my mother passed, or bowls that I had collected from eBay or estate sales or whatever. And then I want to show you or share with you the ones that I have just gotten, if you're interested. Oh goodness, I've been yakking for almost 30 minutes. Okay. Sandy, I know that you tagged me, and I have not yet responded to those, and I hate to make this video any longer with trying to respond to those, but I will try to get those done. I actually told my husband I wanted to do one with him, the first one that you tagged me with. And then yesterday, I know trains may not be big doings in your neck of the woods, but my husband and I got to see the Union Pacific train known as Big Boy, which I believe is the largest running steam engine, steam locomotive. And it was definitely a sight to behold. My Aunt Karen, a very dear friend of my mother's, she had posted a video of it on her Facebook page, and so it really kind of made me even more excited to see it. She saw it in Pottsboro, which is a little town up around where I was born. But my husband and I drove from our home to Denton, where it was going to be, and there were actually more people than I anticipated. And I did not expect that they were going to be live streaming it. So just so you know, CBS was live streaming its journey to Denton, and then I think ultimately Fort Worth last night. And it's on display all day today in Fort Worth, and then they're taking it and going to Waxahachie and that area. But it was a lot of fun to stand out there, and I was chatting with some people close by us, because I'm a people person. But because the COVID numbers are going up, and even though I have been vaccinated, not that I'm telling you that you have to, I chose to do it. My husband chose to do it. Most of my children have done it. It's our choice, our decision, but we went ahead and masked up because the numbers are rising. And I do that for my benefit as well as the benefit of others around me who their immune system may not be strong. And I'll be real honest, there were a lot of small children. And when I say small, I mean I saw some babies who could not probably crawl yesterday. As well as some that could probably toddle around a little bit, but were in strollers. So it kind of made me a little nervous. I did take a video, which I will try to show you. Not that I want to make this much longer than it is, but I'll try to insert a clip at the end so you can see it. Because I thought it was a lot of fun to go see. My husband is a big fan of planes. As you can tell behind me, this is the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport before renovations. Trains, automobiles, which he and I kind of enjoy some of that together. I love antique cars, and I love going to car shows and things like that. Always have. I grew up doing it. So this was one of my husband's great loves, and something that he really wanted to go do, so we did that. Got to see two of my children who live in the area and had dinner with them. So that was pretty cool. Oh, if anybody has suggestions for how to cook for just two people, Joan, Kim, I could use some help here. Or anybody else. Seriously, I am truly an empty nester at this point. All of my children have flown the coop, and it's now just my husband and I am accustomed to making things that even with 3 to 5 or 6 people have leftovers. And I don't think my husband, well, and I know I don't, want to eat leftovers for weeks and weeks on end. So I got to kind of figure out how to make it smaller, make the things smaller. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, if you want to see my vintage bowl collection, my Pyrex, my Fire King, let me know down in the comments below. I may record it anyway because I enjoy watching that sort of thing, and hopefully you will too, or maybe I'll find some new subscribers, who knows. Anyway, I'm sorry I keep losing my train of thought. I feel like I've rattled on a lot in this video, and for that I apologize. My hope is, though, that this week is going to get me moving back in the right direction. Yeah. Because I really need to feel better in my own skin, and I don't feel like I'm in that place right now. I'm not feeling real good in my own skin. I feel like I am having a difficult time breathing. For those of you that don't know, I am only 4'10". My husband is 6'2", but I am 4'10". So any extra weight and me being not that far off of the 200-pound mark, it does. It makes it hard for me to breathe. It makes it hard for me to walk. It makes me hard for me to function and do the things that I need to do. And I don't like feeling that way, especially when just a few months ago I was almost 30 pounds lighter. So, to that end, I am definitely going to focus on what I can do this week, and if that's only meal prepping ingredients and putting it together, that's what we're going to do. So, I hope everybody has a great day. If you have not subscribed, if you would be so kind as to subscribe, I would appreciate it. Like, leave me a comment, all of the things. I really trying to get back into my YouTube routine, but also I am trying to make sure that I sit down and plan out my time, because for those of you who are friends with me on Facebook as well, I am planning on setting for my certification test in February. Provided that all goes well, I'm going to sit for my test in February. So I need to make sure that I am studying for that and making sure that I am allowing myself time to do that. I'm about to start a Bible study with some of my women at church, which is going to be amazing. So I'm definitely going to have to make sure that I have my time structured so that I can have time for everything. Anyway, have a great day, y'all.